Good afternoon, tree lovers. Well, it's a bit of a grey afternoon in December, but it's always a brilliant time, of course, to be looking at trees, and particularly this one, the monkey puzzle, just over my left shoulder and dangerously close to my face, I feel. This is Araucaria, araucana. Now, this one's got its name, monkey puzzle, from a barrister back in the Victorian era, Charles Austin, who said it would puzzle even a monkey to be able to climb that tree. So this is the tree. It comes from southwest Chile, and it was brought back for the first time into Europe and the United Kingdom by Archibald Menzies back in 1795. He famously took some seeds from a dessert that he was offered whilst dining in Santiago with the governor of Chile. Anyway, it's a fantastic tree, and these needles are quite unmistakable. Well, it's the foliage. It's like a little sort of sharp triangular needle, and whereas on most evergreens you might expect the needles to be replaced every third or fourth or fifth year, these can actually stay on for something like, the record is 25 years. A quarter of a century, this little green structure might still be photosynthesizing. That's amazing. So it's really easy to recognize. The needles are also punctuating through the main trunk until it gets much older, when then the trunk becomes a bit more sort of deeply fissured, but without the needles you could at least begin to climb it. And then you've got these fantastic two types of cones. Now, one of them is from the male tree, so they are separate genders, and one of them is the female. The male cone looks a little bit like a hedgehog, and I've got some on a photo that you can see here. They'll release their pollen and then they'll fall off from a little cluster of 2 or 3 of them at the end of the branches. But on a female tree, if you look up high, you'll see what seems to look like a small little football made up of a couple of hundred seeds, each of which is sort of about 3 or 4 times the size of a pesto seed, a pine nut, and very, very tasty. Now, I've not actually tasted them, but I'm going to be going and looking under the trees to hopefully catch some before the squirrels do. Anyway, it's a fantastic tree. The oldest in the UK is now 200 or so years, but in Chile they can get to about 1,000 years. They're a fantastic, characteristic tree, and I hope you're able to find one on your winter walk. And don't forget to subscribe to the Eco Geeko.